So yeah, I'm just gonna do this for a little bit. I know the camera's locked off, but it doesn't really matter. I just gotta have some more fun today. And the dust off might be. Thank you for the dust off. In a couple more days. Okay, let's see here. Post. This Sunday, the dust off. I got 90. Community. Only went up 1%. That sucks. You went 0.01%. Oh, that sucks. I wanted to go up higher than that. Oh well. Well, who knows? It needs to keep on going up. I need more people to go. I need more people to watch the channel. So this can keep it going up. Okay, that's doing that. It just turned 7 o'clock. Wow. I'll delete some vids. I think I do pretty good on my channel. My channel does pretty good. I just need to do some more B-stars eventually. Today or tomorrow. Do it here. Let's do some regular... Okay, we'll do regular episode 113. Episode 113, Red Green. Red Green, episode 113. Okay. Tyler, you're gonna notice. No, they won't. I mean, I've been watching Red Green now for a couple months. From 1 to... You know, from episode a few months ago, like, it's been a year now, hasn't it? About a year, and I've been watching them. Watching one episode live or pre-recorded, and put them on YouTube, and that's about it. We're on episode 112. Or 113. Wait, no, we're on episode 113. I checked it yesterday. Yeah, we're on episode 113. Here we go, 113. Start recording with the computer. Episode 113.
It's the new Red Green Show! Appreciate you coming out here. I had a little accident up at the lodge this week. Little? Yeah, right. Junior Singleton blew the roof right off his garage. Little. Yeah, but he learned something. You never jumpstart a barbecue.
Jumpstart a barbecue? How do you do that?
Landed completely intact, upside down, of course, right in the middle of Possum Lake, and here's the kicker. She floats. So get this, right? Because the roof is the only thing the lodge members have that doesn't leak, including themselves, they're going to turn into a boat. Yeah, not just any boat. A fan boat. Yeah,
A fan?
Slant 6 on the back there, got a helicopter rotor on there vertically. Put the whole unit in right where the east drop joins the soffit, you know, where the bird's nest was there. And we're just going to try it out now, so stay tuned. Yeah, you can either watch it here on television or just go down to our nearest hospital and meet the guys there in about an hour.
That's gonna be funny.
Today's show is all about insects. I'm going to show you how to make a bug repeller there. Ranger Gorge is going to be tagging houseflies. Of course, Harold's going to be bugging everybody, including Dougie. And I'll show you how to deal with insecticide.
Statue?
No, okay. You know, they're going to start that motor on the big helicopter thing, right? But the fan boat didn't go anywhere. You know why? Because it never was floating. It was wedged on a sandbar. I'll tell the story, you know. So Moose Thompson figures all you got to do is give a little more gas. So he gives it more throttle, and more throttle, and more throttle. Oh, that's clever, isn't it? You know, if something's going to go wrong, let's have it happen at maximum velocity. Exactly. Well, the fan boat still doesn't move. What happens is the backwash from the prop whips across town, lifts the billboard right off the main highway. There's a picture of a smiling cow on a unicycle just flying through the sky. That's how much milk. Suddenly, boom, lands right in the center of town. Flat the statue of some guy. That's not some guy. That's just not some guy. That's Ezra Banger. He's the first citizen of Possum Lake to wangle a government grant. He got $35 to kill mosquitoes with a hammer.
$35 to kill mosquitoes with a hammer?
The fan boat was going to work, and it didn't, so you made a mistake. You made a mistake. What are you talking about? You said the fan boat was going to work, and it didn't. You did something stupid. Now you got to pay for it. You made a mistake. All right, fine. I admit it. I made a mistake, but so did your parents. You made a mistake. You made a mistake. Carol, I'm armed. Bill had asked me to give him a hand getting this old car going. I thought I'd drop over there. When I first brought him to this, of course, he locked himself out of the darn thing. What do we do now, Bill? Another key there? Oh, no, he's got a coat hanger. Just having come out of the closet recently, he still got the coat hanger in his sweater. Because I have to notice that the passenger door is, well, that to me seemed easier. You know, why don't we just get in there and slide over and never something go. You don't need the coat hanger, Bill. Bill, hey, Bill.
Car's over. Oh no.
Oh my, ow. Stop. I'm all right, Bill. I'm in the, Bill, I'm in the, all right, come on here a minute. I'll show you something.
Ooh.
Hey, look at this, Bill. See? The door's actually open, look.
Oh, spanked him. The door.
Got her completely unlocked. Come on over here a minute. You'll see. Take a look. Hey,
Ooh, poor Bill.
we'll get it started later on.
The puzzle was working.
Grand prize of an 82 Lada and 4 sets of jumper cables.
A2 Lada jumper cables. Ooh, I wouldn't mind having a Lada.
30 seconds to get Dougie Franklin to say this word
Cheat.
and go. Okay, deceive. The boss. Deceive. Advertise. Okay, all right, okay, all right. If you were to look at this card right now, that would be faster.
Be cheating.
Yes, but you'd be disqualified because you got caught. Okay, all right. You debunk somebody. You stack the deck. You fraud. That's business. Oh. Every time you, but if somebody does that to you, oh, they're a dirty cheat. You could survive it everywhere. A belt buckle bounced off the map. A zipper ricocheted off the fishbowl. Suspenders sprang at the cat. There's a lesson to be learned here. You might want to take down a note. You can have extra helpings or bend over, but you obviously can't do both.
Hangman Corner
Ezra Banger got himself his own statue just for killing mosquitoes.
with a hammer.
It's got me thinking that if a person could come up with a better way to kill bugs, they could not only get rich, they'd probably get a lot more dates. So I thought I'd take this week's Handyman Corner, show you how you can tell the insects to bug off. Alright, this thing here is called a fogging machine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's all right. The way that works is you fill it full of pesticide, and then you blast out this toxic crap killing out all the mosquitoes. Now the problem with this is that if you kill all the mosquitoes in your whole area, you're probably also going to take out every other form of life. So instead of that, I say we just concentrate on the mosquitoes that are flying in your face and bite you. You thought nothing ever would. So get yourself one of these aluminum lawn chairs, an electric drill, and get busy.
That seems, yeah. That doesn't seem right, Red. Okay, that's different. The chair's spinning around with a drill. should buy some smoke bombs.
System is, you don't have to put any insect repellent on, so you don't have to worry about taking toxic chemicals into your skin.
I just buy a smoke machine.
Yeah, right. Those of you maybe who are allergic to the ragweed or the pollen or the DDT, you might want to go with a mechanical solution to the problem. You know how the horse has a tail on her there, and they flip that around, and it kind of pushes the bugs away. And then in Australia, they got the hats with the corks on them.
Oh!
Around to keep the didgeridoos and the wallabies off their billabongs. Well, you can do the same darn thing.
A wallaby is the same as a kangaroo, mate.
And a washing machine. And all you do is hang your various little trinkets here on the edge of the umbrella and then hook her up.
Which the hell is a digital dough or a unicycle? Ah, I forgot now. I'm gonna have breakfast in a little bit. Wish I could do something fun for YouTube. Hope it doesn't rain all day Wednesday.
Duct tape to the umbrella, and I got the umbrella duct tape to the agitator and washing machine. She's all set to go. Let's give her a try. Well, there it is. And people are going to be talking about you all over town. They'll say, why, it's just like a flicking horse's behind. Or words to that effect. So remember, women don't find you handsome. They should at least find you handy. Uh-oh, spin cycle.
I need to go get ready for.
Stay tuned, Bill is all cranked up and nowhere to go. Well, the town council has decided to replace the statue we destroyed with our fan boat there. I'll tell you, the bunch of us are all in the wrong business. These sculptors are getting thousands for doing nothing.
Nothing? Oh, it takes a lot of talent to turn a hunk of rock into something that resembles a human face.
Well, Mother Nature did it with you. Or close enough. We don't need any fancy, high-priced, starving artists trying to rip everybody off while they wait around for another renaissance. We're going to build a replacement statue ourselves.
Oh, you know what? I could build a sculpture pretty cheap. You know, when I was in Cubs, I used to make ashtrays out of asbestos for Father's Day. Yeah, the leaders used to figure, well, if they smoke, asbestos won't be hurting them.
Well, thanks anyway, Harold, but we've already decided. We've made a little model here and there. And take a look at this. Take a look. Ready? Huh? See that? Hey? We're going to have a giant possum sitting out in front of the mayor's office, eh? Looking dead. Talk about life imitates art.
Oh, yeah, sure. You guys think you can do everything until you try it.
You don't think you can do anything, and then you prove it.
Alright.
Okay, what do you got for us today, Ranger?
Well, today, Red, ladies and gentlemen, I'm performing one of my most favorite tasks as a ranger, tagging wildlife. Yeah, now sometimes I'll be tagging moose or bear, but today, I'm doing the trickiest of all. I'm tagging flies.
You can't tag a fly.
Now, the first thing we need to do is lure them close.
It's a shame Stinky Peterson isn't here.
Well, it's not necessary, Red. I have this green pork chop.
Ew.
And there we go.
Nice work. No.
No, I mean, it's a hook. All right, now I'm going to be taking one of these tags. If you take down the detail, please.
Sure.
Red.
Yeah. Fire away.
Now, it is a female black.
I'm not watching any more of that. I'm gonna cut this off because this I'm not gonna worry about that. I don't feel like doing it. I gotta do something else. You're still recording, so it doesn't really matter. You're still recording on one camera. Yeah, you're right. I'm recording on the black cam, the main cam for fun because I gotta switch the camera up. Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. I wish I could make that cartoon. You should work on that, Tyler. I'm going to work on that in a little bit. Eat some for food and do my cartoon. Little by little, little by little.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we stayed hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
It's pronounced Liberty. Liberty.
This year marks 39 years since the Chernobyl nuclear power plant disaster.
Oh, this came 6 days ago.
A catastrophe of this scale before, and hopefully never will again. But the events that unfolded during the cleanup were just as dramatic as the explosion itself. Humanity had never faced radiation levels this extreme, and yet
What, baby?
people
I'm
managed
doing
to
something.
overcome it. In this video, I'll tell you about the unique trucks that were used in the disaster
Ooh,
response.
ooh, I like
They
trucks.
were built in record time, with one main goal in mind: to provide maximum radiation protection for the driver. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon.
So I've not seen this
you
before,
videos.
so I'm gonna see this real quick.
It's a small gesture, but it really helps the channel grow. You've probably seen the dramatic footage of soldiers cleaning radioactive debris from the rooftop of the reactor. But all of that contaminated material had to be removed and buried in special disposal sites. Regular trucks weren't up to the task. Radiation levels were so high, a driver could receive a lethal dose in just a few minutes. The Kraz 256 dump truck was chosen as the base.
Kraz 256.
Despite being outdated by 1986, it was still in production and remained so until 1994. And when I say outdated, I mean it literally. The truck had virtually no comfort, and the cabin was a wooden frame covered with sheet metal. Still, the Kraz proved its reliability in the harshest conditions. Even today, it's not uncommon to see these trucks still in use. The call to build a special batch of trucks for Chernobyl came in on the evening of Sunday, June 22nd, 1986. This was an unprecedented challenge, not just for the Kraz plant, but for the entire world. Engineers had to start from scratch. A special task group was formed under the chief engineer's office, bringing together the plant's top designers. The lead engineer on the Liquidator truck project was Viktor Kolyavko. The main task the engineers faced was to provide reliable protection for the driver from radioactive exposure. To achieve this, the driver had to be enclosed in a special sealed capsule that was impermeable to radiation. Initially, the idea was to install this capsule inside the standard factory cab. One reason for this approach was the client's requirement to keep the vehicle's true purpose disguised. However, when they attempted to fit the filtration and ventilation system, they realized the stock cab would require extensive modifications. As a result, they decided to eliminate the cab altogether, sacrificing stealth in order to meet the urgent production deadlines. Building the capsule itself was no easy task. It was assembled from special layered panels. The outer layers were 3 millimeter thick steel sheets, while the inner space was filled with lead. The lead shielding was 30 millimeters thick in the floor, 25 millimeters in the sidewalls, and 12 millimeters in the roof. To produce the first prototype, they had to gather large quantities of lead from across the region, and to manufacture a full batch of these trucks, a rapid delivery of 60 tons of lead was arranged from Kazakhstan.
Wow.
The windows of the protective capsule were made of special radiation-resistant glass, measuring 300 by 300 millimeters and 75 millimeters thick. These glass blocks were transparent with a dark yellow hue. The windshield blocks were framed in lead and equipped with a standard Kraz 256 dump truck half windshield and a pneumatic wiper. Due to delays in the delivery of the glass blocks from Moscow, the first 8 capsules were produced without side windows. The interior lining of the capsule was made from 8 millimeter thick vinyl plastic. Each finished capsule was tested for radiation permeability. In areas where radiation leakage was detected, additional external lead panels were added. The lead-lined capsule turned out to be extremely heavy. Its weight exceeded 3 tons.
The newborn enrollment.
Wow, 3 tons.
Just try believing all this power in your footprints, all these naturally bad shaking rubble.
Moreover, the weight was unevenly distributed, requiring reinforcement of the left frame rail, the left front spring, and installation of a special subframe. To simplify steering in the unbalanced vehicle, the power steering pump was adjusted for higher pressure. For maximum driver protection and capsule sealing, mechanical control systems were replaced with hydro-pneumatic and pneumatic electric ones. For example, the clutch was operated hydro-pneumatically, and the middle axle was fitted with air-actuated brake chambers. To avoid complications with the transfer case controls, it wasn't connected at all. Low gear was permanently engaged and could only be disengaged using an electro-pneumatic actuator. The ventilation and filtration system was powered by the engine's generator, or by 4 batteries, increased from standard, in case the engine stalled. To prevent accidental engine shutdown and avoid situations where it couldn't be restarted due to dead batteries, the manual fuel shutoff lever was relocated outside the capsule. This meant the engine could only be stopped by opening the capsule. To simplify production, the vehicle was not equipped with a cabin heater. It was assumed that the Chernobyl cleanup would be completed before the onset of cold weather. The first prototype of the specialized dump truck rolled out of the experimental workshop on July 10th and was test-driven near Kremenchuk the following day. The vehicle drove out of the factory on its own. We just couldn't get used to the fact that the cabin inside was small and there was only one window, in the front. Side visibility was only through mirrors. Each vehicle was equipped with 4 mirrors, 2 for rear view, 2 for side view, all of them hemispherical. The loud noise was unusual. It was the sound of air being pumped into the capsule by the ventilation system. We drove along the highway through the village of Peshno, near Kremenchuk, and in the center of the village, turning off the road, we exited to its western outskirts, where the Chernobyl vehicle was driven out onto a bumpy meadow overgrown with grass. Our doubts about the vehicle's off-road capability, although it was unloaded but with a heavy front end, disappeared. The vehicle moved confidently through the field, in low areas of which water sparkled through the grass. We drove with the capsule door closed, moved both forward and backward, imitated approaching an excavator, which in this case was represented by a lone willow tree. After 1 or 2 tries, we quickly got the hang of it. Driving the vehicle was not a problem, even when maneuvering in reverse. We relied only on the mirrors for orientation. During the following week, the plant workers completed assembly of the first batch of 7 special dump trucks. They were immediately shipped to the Chernobyl nuclear power plant by rail. The last Kraz trucks from this special industrial batch were delivered on July 27th, almost exactly a month after the assignment was received. In
That's
total,
not bad.
18 liquidator dump trucks were produced.
18? That's
The
not...
truck chassis were assembled on the main conveyor, while the installation of the driver's capsule and other modifications were carried out in the factory's experimental workshop. The plant workers who fulfilled this important order worked with true dedication in 2 or even 3 shifts. No one complained because everyone understood how critical this task was, and that the lives of those involved in the disaster response depended on how quickly the vehicles were completed. After all, the liquidation work never stopped, and before the arrival of the special Kraz trucks, people had to protect themselves from radiation using improvised means and makeshift methods. The exact fate of these trucks remains unknown, but it is highly likely that after completing their mission, they were buried in a special landfill for contaminated equipment in the village of Burakovka, not far from the Chernobyl plant. There's also no video footage showing these vehicles in action, only a few rare photographs. And that's not surprising, since people working near the destroyed reactor at that time clearly had more pressing matters than capturing content. Of course, in addition to the special Kraz, other vehicles also took part in the Chernobyl disaster cleanup. Equipment that operated in areas with high radiation levels had cabins protected with lead shielding, while vehicles used in less contaminated zones often had no radiation protection at all. However, all vehicles used in the exclusion zone were officially designated as non-exit. They were strictly forbidden from leaving the cleanup area. Standard license plates were replaced with so-called non-exit plates, like on this police car, for example. The highest-ranking non-exit vehicle turned out to be a government limousine, the GAZ-14 Chaika. Eventually, it was transported to a special disposal site for contaminated equipment and buried along with the rest. And as for our hero today, the Kraz with its sealed lead-lined capsule, this was truly a one-of-a-kind machine. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't fast, but it accomplished a task no other vehicle could. It helped save the lives of those who were very hard of the Chernobyl disaster. These trucks weren't built for parades or museum displays. They are a symbol of real sacrifice, the kind of heroism that rarely makes it into newsreels.
So it's called Kraz. Polish. Two minutes. So you can see here. Still enough dust off? Yeah, I hope I do.
North Korea is one of the
I just have to do B-stars. I guess I'm going to have to do B-stars. We're going to do B-stars. After this, popcorn pickers. "25 years ago, I moved to Colon." Yeah, I moved to Colon. I would stay. I mean, if I had a chance to go somewhere, be somewhere in Florida. Okay, that's done with. I can like this video. Watch another video. That's it. Then I gotta do. Then I'll eat something, and I have to get some B-stars done today. I can watch this, then I'm gonna do some B-stars. Do that freight mill.
North Korea is one of the most closed and mysterious countries in the world. Its economy and technology
North Korea
is developed
cars,
in
okay.
isolation, leading to the emergence of unique yet little-known industrial examples. The automotive industry of North Korea is a rare glimpse into how the country adapts global trends to its own circumstances. Today, we will take a closer look at this closed industry. Despite numerous challenges, cars are produced in North Korea, and the country even has its own automotive industry, albeit with limited production volumes. Before we begin, a quick announcement. I use AI voiceover because my English is still not very strong. However, everything else, ideas, editing, and material selection, I do myself. So please support the channel with a subscription and a like, and let's dive into the main topic of the video. The country's leadership made a rational decision. To build a nation, you need trucks. This is how the Sungri 58 appeared in North Korea, an exact copy of the Gaz 51. Sungri translates to victory, and it was truly a victory for North Korea. The first vehicle was produced in 1958, and all units were supplied to the military or other state services. Without any significant external or technical modifications, the truck was produced until the early 1970s. It was equipped with a 3.5-liter, 6-cylinder gasoline engine. Along with the Gaz 51 documentation, the USSR also provided North Korea with the blueprints for the Gaz 69 and Gaz 69A.
That's
As
cute.
the country
Looks like a
lacked
Jeep.
developed transportation infrastructure and had a great need for off-road passenger vehicles. This led to the launch of the Kainzang 68 production. Manufacturing began in 1968 and continued until the mid-1980s. The name Kainzang translates to self-confidence. These replica vehicles were produced at the Pungsan automobile plant. The vehicle was equipped with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder gasoline engine. Based on the Gaz 69, North Korean engineers developed the Kainzang 68NA truck. The vehicle lost its all-wheel drive transmission but could carry up to 1 ton of cargo. With some reservations, this pickup can be considered the first vehicle designed independently by North Korean engineers, as the original Soviet model had no such modification. In the second half of the 1970s, the Sungri plant began producing a new model, the 58KA. In reality, it was a deep modernization of its predecessor, mainly affecting the cab and engine accessories. The truck's payload capacity remained unchanged at 2,500 kilograms. The last known information about the vehicle's production dates back to 2008. Its current production status is unknown, as the North Korean government is not eager to share information with the global press. A country cannot be built on medium-duty trucks alone.
Oh, that's a big dump
So
truck.
North Korea began small-scale production of the Sungrisen, also known as Consor.
Oh, it's not that big. It's small.
Victory Mountain and Constructor, respectively. Production began in the 1970s with a payload capacity of 25 to 30 tons and a 35-liter V12 diesel engine. Whether this dump truck is a licensed copy of the Belarusian Bel AZ or an independent North Korean development remains unknown.
It sucks to be wrong about your boyfriend's tolerance for horror movies. But it's great to be wrong about Tinder. Because a new relationship starts on Tinder every 3 seconds.
I can't find no one. Oh, I gotta work with some B-Star stuff a little